Okay, our next couple. Wow, what do I say? They sell like 100 homes a year. Been doing that forever. They absolutely dominate their city where they're from in Northern California. But I specifically remember him talking up in Lake Tahoe at a mastermind that I was a part of because I'm always getting in the right room. And he said something about marketing. He says everybody wants to market to Raleigh, North Carolina, or San Antonio, or Sacramento. And he says, in order to hit a large city like San Francisco or LA, your marketing dollars are like a spritz off the top of a wave. It goes unnoticed. He goes, better to be the Hulk in the puddle than a spritz on top of the wave on a giant ocean. Keep your marketing dollars focused to a very small farm of 500, 1,000, 1,500, and become the Hulk in the puddle. I've never forgotten that. And they're from Marysville, Yuba City area, Northern California. It's a farming community where they knocked the hell out of the almonds, and now they're called almonds. And I love them. And so help me welcome up here Steve and Kelly McCarthy, everybody. They're awesome. Give them a hand. Stand up. Come on. Give them a hand. Love you, everybody. Love you.
Thank you. Oh, which one do I hit?
Green forwards.
This one?
Yep.
Wow, this is awesome. This is special for me because I probably shouldn't have made it anywhere in life. I didn't go to college, didn't get good grades. I negotiated with my math teacher. I won't disrupt class if you allow me to take a nap on the floor. Like, not a winner by any means. My name's Steve McCarthy. I am from Yuba City, California, a little ag town just north of Sacramento. We have a mall. It's really cool. And
Kelly McCarthy. Also, we're actually from Linda, California, which is right outside Marysville. Nobody likes to admit that they're from there, but that's where we come from.
Kind of
Should
the
have no
armpit.
business being where we are today, but here we are.
Yeah, which is really cool. So now we're here sharing with you guys, and that's kind of a big deal because I look out in the room and I've had conversations with lots of you, and like, wow, we're sharing something. Like, so it's kind of cool. Before we prepared for this, I was telling my son I was super excited. He's 8 years old. I'm like, hey, I get to go talk to a bunch of agents in Maui, which he doesn't like to travel with us anymore. He needs vacation from vacation at this point. But he said, Dad, you should have scripture in there. So we're the Bible thumpers that are going to disrupt your meeting
There's
today.
There's always one at every event.
This time it's us. Go figure. But I asked Maddox, I said, hey, what's a good scripture? And he said, well, I really like John 3:16, and he took it way too far. I didn't even know all the scripture that he wants to be a preacher when he grows up. I thought he was going to be a football player. He looked like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. He weighed like 300 pounds when he was born. But I told him I put this in, and Peter 4:10 actually, ironically, is his birthday. You know, we didn't realize that when we were doing this, but I thought that was pretty cool, and I'm sure he'll enjoy that when he finds out about it.
But our philosophy served a lead. We didn't start out that way. We started the wrong way. We didn't do justice to ourselves, and we weren't serving in the beginning. We were doing well, but it was when we really figured out what was important to serve others is when we really took off. And so that's kind of our philosophy, both in with our agents or our partners and with our clients in the real estate business is putting serving first. That's what started changing everything for us.
So we kind of themed this whole thing based on how we added in being a servant leader with our organization and actually serving our clients as we went through it. And after day one, like half of the stuff we'd already done, Dylan said it, like everybody had said pretty much so. And we don't need help selling houses in this room, probably, right? Looking around. So we're going to pivot a little bit if you guys are okay with that. And I'm going to focus on what I promised Brent and James that we do is give you our best stuff for production. And then what we're doing that's working really super well in agent attraction. And it's so much easier than calling low-level agents and recruiting new agents and stuff like that. So I think it's really going to serve you well. We did add that element. We were coming from a place, and it wasn't because we necessarily hated people, But we were focused when we started in real estate on us, like, how do we sell more houses? How can we do more faster? And we had our heads down. We ignored market. We didn't go to association events and bowling and all the fun things that they were doing. We didn't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, and it was, imagine our surprise when Jay and LB said, hey, we're all going to EXP. And we're like, wait, we have to like agents now and talk to them. And we'd been doing everything the wrong way because we just had our heads down and we were selling. And people didn't particularly like us in the industry when we first came in because we came into the luxury market, which in our little town, they thought they owned. So they didn't necessarily care for us. And then Jay and Albert said, we're going to EXP, and we're like, oh no, okay, how's this gonna go? How are we gonna recruit people that we never really built relationships with agents? So it was difficult in the beginning, but again, when we learned to serve others, it really changed for us.
Yeah, so just to blow through some of this stuff, when we approach online leads, cash offers, fear, past clients, everything we do is not with the expected outcome of a commission check. Like we literally will help people. I don't do rentals, but I will sit on the phone with a homeless person and help them get help if I have to. And that has changed the way we do business and the way we're looked at in the community, and it's coming back to us. So we really like to. David, you're one of my biggest referrals. We send everybody to you. Yeah. So and I appreciate your service. Thank you. The client appreciation events, Kelly started doing that, and we turned out, like, as much as we stayed to ourselves, those have been a big deal. She's done a really good job of putting those on, and it really helps us stay connected to our people on a different level. And we found that just the revisiting with them, there's always opportunities for us actually from giving from that. Education and support, Kelly and I are investors. We actually got into real estate separately before we met. Both of us studied to get our license. I had read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, kind of messed me up, because my parents, like, if I went to school, got good grades, went to college, then I can expect to have a good life. I didn't, so I just was pretty good with being broke, and I was fine with it. But that made me start thinking, well, maybe I can have, a yacht or, all this stuff, and now we're after it. So. But we teach our clients our new home buyers, we give them the opportunity to learn what we do to leverage real estate to build wealth.
You want me to go?
Yeah, I think you should.
So when we came to EXP, we were only selling, I think it was around like 36 homes a year. After coming to EXP, we're now, number one in our market. We have the biggest team, the biggest producing team in our area. And these are kind of the ways, some of the things that we did to help us get there.
So make the most of the things that you already have, and I know we touched on it, so I won't spend much time on it, but we have a philosophy in our office that the purpose of a listing is to get another listing. Like, we're never looking at, one commission check. It's how can we turn things into others, and I know the gents had taught, yes, and you had a good presentation on that too. The gents had taught, how to turn 1 into 5, and that is something that we always do. We want more opportunities out of it, meet more people. Same with, like, some people open house, they show up 2 hours, 2-hour open house, show up 5 minutes. We're going to have our signs out early. We're going to knock the neighborhood. We're going to call into the neighborhood, have a lender to do it. And Brent had talked about the Hulk in the puddle. That's our whole philosophy. Is we don't want everything. We want to start small, really focused, and be the mayor of that area. We want them to know us, think about us, see our signs when they leave, exit a neighborhood when they come home from work. We want to be everything to them. And then I married Kelly because she's an expert at happy endings.
Oh, stop.
Wait. Well, where you guys?
He said I'm good at happy. Oh. I would say that we do just about anything to make sure our customers are happy after the sale, but that just got weird. So we don't do everything, but we will do just about everything to make sure that they're happy. We paid people's rents because the lender went over, and then they owed more rent than they thought, or lining up a construction project or whatever. It's important to make sure your people are happy no matter what you have to do, to a certain degree.
Happy endings, that's what I was having. Okay, I'm going to skip over to Stop Serving You. I'm going to share a story with you that was super helpful to me, and I hope it helps you as much. Kelly and I were already well into our career. We're doing well. We're probably making $250,000, $300,000 a year, Not enough to eat or anything, but a decent amount. And then I couldn't get an escrow to save my life, and I had if I prospected for 3.5 hours, it was worth $9,000. I knew I'm going to get one client, and that was guaranteed, and that's what we built our business on. But one day it didn't work. And a month went by, and I kept prospecting, and it didn't work again. And then it's 2 months, and bills are piling up, and it started to get to where I was actually like terrified to tell her it's okay, but it wasn't. So I think it actually went even longer. And I put on, this is going to sound really stupid, but we're all friends here. I put on like this sport coat back then because I was poor. That made me feel good about myself. And then I would record my calls. And I started listening to what I sounded like, and there was like a desperation. It was sleazy, but I didn't do it on purpose. I just didn't realize I was doing it. But when I watched those tapes back and could recognize that, then I can go back to, what do you do best? You help people. Then I could actually help people, and then like I'm telling you, like overnight, I could just bang, 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 set appointments again. So something you need to do if it's not working is just really take a good, honest look at yourself and where you're at and what you're actually doing. And then stop backing off even when it's painful. I give all the credit to Kelly. Like COVID happened and everybody's just panicked, shut down. I'm one of them. I'm like, cut it all off. No more zip, no more ads, no more nothing. She's all, nope, we're doubling up. And I'm like, oh, shoot. So there we go. Well, that was the right move. When the world goes one way, and right now, a lot of people are dealing with it. They're scared. They're nervous. It takes so many more showings for a buyer to get into contract. Everything's hard. We decided, let's go push for market share. We put leveraging everything we have to move into the next town over, which is Sacramento for us. So we started generating, what do you call those things? Dang it. Dylan said it yesterday. I was going to use it for the leads. Choke leads. Well, we are choking on them. Like we have, I have 24 agents, and we're down to like 8 of them that'll actually call, and they're not doing a good job. They literally, with online leads, I've heard someone say, it takes like 5 touches. I agree, for most leads, but online leads, it's 25, 30 touches. And we got prideful. We went, and Veronica's team in Orlando, they laid it all out for us. This is all you got to do. This is the task. This is what has to be done. We did it all. Me and our operations manager were stoked. We're like, yes, we got the problem solved. We're going to be closing left and right. We're going to take over this market. Well, the 3.5 touches, and 60% of the leads aren't called once, right? So we're like, gosh, this is hard for us right now to push in this market, but we know that at the end of going hard, going after something when times feel tough, that market share is there for us to grab. So we are all in right now, and I hope you guys will go all in too. Lead by example. So
Go for it.
I'm off the rails, sorry. Just so in that push, I need more agents. I need the people that'll pick up the phone, right? So I'm picking up the phone and I'm recruiting daily now, cold calls, ugly stuff, not my style, and I'm not very good at it. I'll tell you what we do for. I know, damn it. What we do to recruit normally, and there's some things in here that we were taught by Don Yoakum. Russell, this ain't gonna help you because you had the same coach, but that's really helped us a lot move big people over. But the little people that I need for my team, I'm calling. I'll tell you, I call 25 people and probably 4 agents pick up the phone. You gotta pick up the phone if you want to. Our industry, that's one of the biggest complaints is you don't pick up the phone. That's why we're successful. We'll pick up anything. I'll show you a trailer 2 hours away. I don't care because it might turn into something else, right? If I can't do it, my team will. But yeah, thank you. And I'm kind of preaching to the choir. You're all here, so you're doing the same thing. But in those calls, I'm talking to agents that need help. They're hurting right now, and this is a lifeline for them. And all you have to do is find out what their pain point is. EXP is a solution every time, 100% of the time. There's nobody that's got collaboration support like we have here. We just got to bring them in and let them experience it, not tell them about it. Okay, sorry, way off the rails. Don't spread negativity. There we go.
Serve to lead our partners. So we also lead our partners in a service mindset.
Yeah, so like leading by example, if I'm telling people right now is a good time to be calling leads, I'm not going to leave them to it and not show them how to do it. So I'll go in the office, I'll sit with them, and I will call the leads too. Like, I'm not beyond prospecting, like it's still, but I don't really need to. Like, we have deals coming in right now, but I still want to show them that it's not hard, it's not scary, because when I started, I was the worst person I've ever heard on the phone in my whole entire life, and I sat next to somebody that was opposite. She was a straight killer. She turned a wrong number to a pizza delivery place into 4 cells. It was just disgusting. But I sat in and I just did it long enough to not suck at it until I got good at it, and now I'm one of the best at it. I'm very good at closing on the phone, and that's just from sticking in it. So I go back and I show them, and I go back again, because you got to meet these people where they're at and where they really need help. So if they're not coming along as fast as you need, go back to your agents, sit with them, and help them through it.
We don't spread negativity in our meetings with our partners, which
Only
is
happy endings.
huge. What?
Only happy endings.
Yeah. No. So it's huge because people are watching us, and I know you guys know here at EXP we're just different. We're weird, and so people are watching and they see that, and we hear it all the time. They'll come and they'll be like, your agents, everybody's talking about how bad the market is, and your agents are like having fun and they're happy. Like, what's wrong with you guys at EXP? And so we really instill that in our agents, like, come be weird with us, come be different. People are watching, even if they don't say anything, they see us being different. They see us being weird. Like, why are we happy? Why are we supporting each other when everybody else is fighting tooth and nail? So instilling that in your people that we're different, we're having fun, we're making real estate fun again, right, Gene? And so putting that in our partners and spreading that is making a huge impact in other people becoming attracted to us.
Date your wife for somebody else will. Like, that's a quote that stuck with me. Same with the agents. Like, right now, we can't afford to leave our people behind. And they're starting to disengage in our own organization, so we want to be on the phone, reaching out to them, bringing them back to the events. We put on events just like this in our town. The scenery's a little bit different. So palm trees, we got homeless tents, but it's still pretty awesome. And we try to support them and teach them. But the key is also, on the flip side of that, just because they're at KW, just because they're at Coldwell Banker, doesn't mean they don't need your love and support. And we've had lots of people come to us after 2 years, 3 years. The problem is, thank you. The problem is, and this really pisses me off because EXP is my company, is people will help agents at other brokerages until they say no, and then you disappear. Right? Like, don't be that person. Like, keep helping them regardless of their decision, and they will come around if you out-coach them and train them better than their current broker will. So just hang with them and teach them.
It's not moving. There we go.
Oh, I just said that. But
that's okay.
Like, we do own EXP in my town. It's not Glenn's. Like, Glenn would, I know he's a jiu-jitsu master or something, but he would literally have to pry it out of my hands. What I mean by that is, I built it, I own it. I have that attitude about it because it's like, I love it. I love it so much. I want the agents that I bring into the organization, I want them to own it. And I want them to love it. And I want them to take responsibility for it. When a problem happens with one of the agents in EXP, not our organization, in EXP in our town, they don't call the broker, they call Kelly or I. And they ask us, can you help us, can you solve it? So-and-so didn't pay their dues, they're not in my line, I don't care, I'm still gonna call them and remind them and poke them. So if you have that attitude, this magical thing happens where brand new agents, when they wanna join EXP, they call you as if it's yours, because that's how we act. We act like it's ours, we love it. I already talked about that. See, I'm off the rails. And then give them the playbook and connections. That is something that some people will say, like, I don't want to tell them all my secrets. Like, even other brokerages we've been at, they kept that to themselves. 95% of the people will never do anything that you share with them, period. They don't do the work. Thank you. So it's okay to share with them and help them. They're still going to need you to implement. So don't be afraid to give it away. And what's it going to hurt anyway? So we're just lifting the industry as a whole. We actually believe in EXP to the core. Like we study other brokerages. If there was something better, I would leave, but there's nothing close. Like this is it. This is the magic, and it's completely changed our life. EXP made us a millionaire before we made our first million in commissions through the stock program.
Yes.
And now we don't invite everyone. So our first big recruit was a team leader that just walked everybody over from KW, and we walked them right back out. So be selective. We have the best brokerage, so actually pick people that are going to lift the company. That was yours. Sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. Also, this is where we don't have much time left, and I want to make sure that we get something really important. So we just acquired an independent brokerage. We're limited on time. Are you cool? Yep. Okay. So, and this will super help you guys, is when somebody is ready to retire, and this is like up there, like one of the top people in our market, when they're getting ready to retire, there's nothing they can do but walk away and lose everything they built. Now, we bought it because it was going to be cheaper than doing what I'm going to tell you, but if you will work with these people that are thinking about retiring, wanting to exit the industry, you can actually work on a referral basis and take their whole book of business and the agents with them and everything by paying them, maybe a 50% referral year 1, 35 year 2, 15 year 3, and help them transition your clients over. The other thing that people aren't taking advantage of is the Boost and Thrive programs. So we're bringing a brokerage over, and they need the help too, right? Like this is a big incentive to be able to give them a good chunk of money to move over to a better company already. So, and it's such an easy conversation to talk to a big team. A big team is so easy because you're going to ask them, are you guys in growth mode or are you in survival mode? We're in survival mode. Would you consider an offer for your team? Like it doesn't even have to be about EXP. You're talking about saving them some problems down the road, and they're all open to it. Like anybody that's a team leader in here right now, I say, I want to buy your team, you're going to listen, right? Because it's a pain in the rear to run a team. So I want you guys to consider that. Have one more meaningful conversation. I'm out of time, so I'm kind of rushing. Sorry about speed. But this is a gift that was given to me when I was 19 years old. I was working in a grocery store on a night crew, and I just met this kid, and he said to me, what's one thing that you would love to do that you've never done? And I said, well, I'd like to skydive someday. And he said, after work in the morning, let's go skydiving. And we went and jumped out of a plane. I've done it 5 times since. And in that, just doing something for somebody else that they've always wanted to do and encouraging them to go forward, that's a conversation that's led us to moving. We're going to almost double in size and just about wipe out our town with EXP all over everything. Signs everywhere. It's beautiful. And that's just from reaching out to somebody saying, hey, how can I help you? So reach out and help someone.